In this podcast, I want to share with you God's strategy for success when it comes to the Adam and Eve prototype, as well as how Adam is by design created to recognize Eve, and how that recognition plays a key part in his next level, as well as the transition for the next season for the both of you. Let's begin. Now, a man who carries the Adam prototype is a working man who is by design created to take dominion over the field, over the territory the Lord has given to him. And he is designed to have success in said field. Now, the caveat here is that though this man is created to dominate, he is designed to do it with someone, meaning he can only reach the heights of his success when he is joined to his kingdom mate. And this may be hard for some to hear, maybe some men, but it is the way the potter designed Adam's plan, that his next level harvest, his fruitfulness, his multiplication would come forth from his oneness, not from his singleness. And I believe the same goes for the Eve prototype, that there are certain levels she can hit in her singleness, but when her covering comes, there are levels and dimensions that are designed to open up for her. Notice in Genesis 1, the scripture says, God created mankind in his image, both male and female, and blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and multiply. And then in Genesis 2, it's almost like we backtrack, like Moses wanted us to know that okay, this thing has already been established. You all being fruitful and multiplying together. The fruitfulness, the multiplication, the harvest between you two was already established. It's already been written. Now let me kind of, go back and give the account of the way this whole thing ended up playing out. But that command was already established. And now it's like, I'm going to give you the details of it. And so even though Adam is put in the field that God had chosen to bring him success in before the woman, Genesis 1 lets us know that the man is put in the field before the woman. The man has been given the assignment before the woman. But the command of being fruitful and multiplying was for the both of them. And so Adam is able to experience success in the field, a certain level of success in the field, before Eve comes, because he's designed to be in said field before she gets there. And so this Adam prototype in your life may have been in this territory longer than you. He may have, more success in this territory, but there is a level of success that he is designed to hit when you come along in said field, in said territory alongside him, and he is able to recognize you. And I feel like it's a reason why before the Lord even goes into the details of the creation of them, the man being created and formed first, then, how the woman came along, that Moses says in Genesis 1, he goes through all the days. I feel like, again, it's because the Lord has already established that this is the way the design is going to go for these two. And I believe the multiplication and the harvest and the fruitfulness is so significant for both of them because they already carry that gene individually. When Adam is in the field and Eve is not visible, we see the season where, he is being trusted with much. As I've explained in one of my other videos, we see a similar thing with Eve in the field before Adam finds her, where she is obviously experiencing some sort of success because she's in the time where the Lord is developing her and is preparing her. And if Adam is given this wonderful assignment and is having success in it, his counterpart has the same capability already in her design. And that's why when they come together, they experience this multiplication. Literally, the Lord forms this woman for this man. I love how 1 Corinthians 11 says, the man wasn't created for the woman, but the woman for the man. And so everything about Eve's design was created to match Adam, so that the multiplication gene in her and this multiplication gene in him could both be triggered when they come together. And so the potter has clayed Adam to experience a deeper, a higher level of success when he has found his good thing and has taken her unto himself. And because his dominion and success is by the plan connected to his Eve, he is by design created to recognize her. When the Lord presents her to him in the field that they are both called to. Now, that word present in the Hebrew means to parade. So basically, it's like God causes Eve to, be paraded in front of Adam. Have you ever seen a parade? There are all of these different aspects of a parade, the way it flows, the way it moves. There are all these different facets of it, like looking at a diamond. You see this and notice that, and you're entertained by this, and you enjoy that, and you marvel at this, and you're impressed by that, and you're curious about this, and you're fascinated by that. And the point is, it's hard to miss a parade because it's designed to be seen, to be noticed from top to finish. It's entertaining. It makes a person feel excited and joyful. It brings with it good vibes. And what it has been designed to be, what it has rehearsed being is bam, just right there in your face. When it's showtime, there is no holding back. All right. This is the parade you're going to remember. This is the parade that makes a lasting impression. And that's another thing about a parade is it may stay in one spot for a minute, but then it's moving. And so Eve is paraded in front of Adam for a time. And if he's too distracted to look and perceive, then honey, he misses out. Because that Eve train ain't stagnant, all right? It's moving. Eve is parading in front of Adam. And that is the presentation. God is presenting a whole parade to him, in front of him, for him to see her. And this man is by design created to recognize you when he sees you. If again, he carries this Adam prototype and you carry the Eve prototype. And people talk a lot about a woman's intuition and women having wisdom, but Adam is by design a man who also walks in discernment and the spirit of wisdom and revelation. We see when Adam was naming the animals that he had the ability to tap into God's idea of what and who something was. When he was naming the animals, God did not tell him, that's what I want that animal to be called. And, okay, that's a giraffe and that's a horse. And notice God didn't correct him either and say, no, that should be called this, because Adam is created to intuitively know, because he's close to God in that way. And similarly, the same way he didn't have to check in with God and confirm with God about what he perceived with the animals, he didn't need to check in with God about what he perceived with Eve. No, he named her. He recognized her. And likewise, if that man carries the Adam prototype and is not in rebellion or disobedience to his plan, to his design, then he is going to give you his name the same way that Adam gave that Eve his name. Just like we see in scripture where, Adam says, you shall be called woe man, right? I've heard other scholars describe it as the wombed man, because you are me, with a womb. And so I'm naming you after me, the man, just like how a letter can be addressed to Mr. and Mrs. and then the last name. Eve is the woe, the Mrs. to the man. And this is why you don't have to worry about telling that man, if again he is a man that is submitted to the will of the potter, who you are, because he is by design created to perceive you. Now, we see something different with the Xerxes prototype in that he was looking for another wife. You see, Adam is a man designed to be in the field. This is his dominant focus. He has a kingdom mandate. And so his primary focus, most of his attention is going to be the field is going to be the assignment. Notice in scripture, we see that even after the curse, Adam continued to do what? Work in the field. And so because Adam's focus is his assignment in the field, because he is a man that is focused on the field, in the field, the Lord has to bring this woman to that field, to where Adam is focusing, and do what? Parade her around in front of him. And from there, Adam perceives her. The revelation of all that is parading in front of him is revealed to him. And so, again, it's not like with Xerxes, where, here Xerxes is intentional about looking for his woman. No, Adam has to be intentional about perceiving. Notice even with Boaz, it's a different situation where Ruth is explaining, something to him. And then he makes some moves and, all the chips fall where they may, that type of thing. But that's not, again, what we see with Adam. Adam is designed to perceive this woman. So much so to the point where he's not even asking God. Okay, no, it's the spirit of wisdom and revelation that comes from God so strongly for this man that he literally tells God who you are. Now, granted, God already knows because God is the potter. He has already clayed the situation and designed it. But again, this is to let you know that this man will know. And I don't believe it takes him forever to know. I mean, this Adam type is a man who is so focused in his field, so focused on his assignment that he stays in the field. Okay, so you better know that he's gonna recognize when it's something or someone new in the field. All right, he's gonna be like, wait a minute, you ain't been in the field. Wait a minute, it's something different. I'm perceiving something that I haven't noticed before. You're not like all the others I've seen in the field. You're different. Now, for Adam in scripture, it looked like, wait a minute, your skin, your flesh isn't like all the others here, the others that I'm familiar with. Because again, I work this field. I'm committed to my assignment, so I stay in the field. I know what's in the field. I've been operating in this field, and I noticed that your skin, your flesh isn't like all the others here. You have human flesh like mine. Your bone structure is not like the others in the field that I've perceived. Your bones are like mine. Your design mirrors mine. You're like me. Now, for us today, this would be symbolic of you mirroring who the man has been designed and created to be in his inward parts. You see, Eve was obviously, and I think this is important to say, the only creature like Adam, okay? Standing, walking, talking, etc. And so she was the only other human. Now, obviously, there are lots of humans here. And so we all have the same bones and, flesh and, human flesh, human bone design. And so I'm not talking about mirroring each other in a physical way, but rather in the spirit. This is a spiritual connection that will be perceived by you both. Adam will see that who this woman is on the inside, how God made her to be, and what God has called her to do is similar to me. It reminds me of me. Though she is her own person, it's like she mirrors him. She's like him already. It's like when they come together, she will already be and will already be doing the things that complement who he already is and what he's already doing. It's almost like they're twins, but the kicker here is that Eve isn't imitating him, but her design is just like his. Even though she's her own person, her gifts mirror his, her calling mirrors his, her passion, her talent, her way of being mirrors him, even though the two were developed at separate times. Okay, because again, Adam was created first. Adam is in the field first, before Eve. How long before Eve? I don't know, but I know it was before her. They were developed at separate times. And so there's one thing to act like someone that you've been around, but it's a completely other thing to be like someone who you have never met before. And yet, while you all are apart, you're essentially doing the same thing, feeling the same things, being pulled in the same direction, being developed to work the same field. And that's why when you come together, there is this multiplication, because there has already been the sowing on your side before him and on his side before you, because you all are created to become one. But the oneness isn't just because he takes her unto himself. The oneness was written from the very beginning. The command was written from the very beginning. And I believe by the spirit of wisdom and revelation, Adam becomes privy to what God has already ordained. And I believe that is what Adam is talking about when he says, for this cause, for this reason, shall a man leave and cleave. You know, because that scripture, notice it doesn't specify what the cause was, but it's almost like Adam receives revelation. He is, this wisdom is opened up to him where he's privy to more of what God has designed, more of what the potter has planned for Adam and Eve, and likewise for those that carry this prototype. And I believe the cause has to do with the fruitfulness, the harvest, and the multiplication. That in the two coming together, this dominion, this level of success would be achieved. And the beginning of this season, okay? Because again, in my other video, I talk about the seasons with Adam and the seasons with Eve that are separate from each other. But then there is this season that you all burst into when you all come together. And this is a season of working, because again, God doesn't parade Eve in front of Adam, as some other place. No, he presents Eve to the man while the man is working, while he's in the field, because that is what is supposed to continue to happen. This isn't a lazy couple. This is a couple that is coming together to continue to work, to continue to step into their dominion, the dominion that the Lord has already designed for them. And so I believe this next season happens, this season of the beginning of the multiplication and the success between you two happens after Adam claims you and names you. And I want you to know that you will be as obvious to him as he is to you if this Adam is indeed in the will of the Lord and in obedience and is not in rebellion, okay? He's going to recognize you. He's going to perceive you in the same way he has perceived all the other things that the Lord has presented and paraded in front of him. The Adam of the Bible, the Lord presented. He presented these animals to him. And what did Adam do? He named them. And the men of today that carry this Adam prototype, it's the same thing. The Lord is presenting things to him in whatever field he's called to. And that man is naming those things. That man is establishing those things. He's deciding what to call the business. Why? Because the Lord brought it to him. He paraded the idea for the business before him to see what he would call it and what he would do with it. If that man, if his field, if he's called to the field of preaching, the Lord parades the ministry in front of him. The Lord presents the ministry idea before that man, and he parades those messages before him to see what the man will do with what God has presented to him. And again, the same thing goes, whatever the field is, whether he's an artist, he's in politics, business, whatever it is, this Adam is designed by the potter to take what God gives him, what God presents, what God parades. He's designed to take those things and use his discernment, use the spirit of wisdom and revelation, and take those things unto himself and name those things. He claims those things. And this is what he is likewise designed to do with you. When the Lord presents you before him, when the Lord parades you, the idea of you before this man, he is by design created to do the very same thing he's been doing. And once you all come together, the beginning of this multiply and fruitful and harvest season begins.